decided to do the top view. So I'm thinking if I do the top view, it'll print them flat. But we'll see. I'm gonna do the top view. So I click on this cube top. Then I'm gonna click on sketch, click on the top view. That's like basic Onshape, right? So now that it says on sketch 1, I know it's active. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start with a rectangle that is 2, enter, 2, enter. Exactly what I don't want you to do at the end. So I'm actually starting with something I told you not to do. Why? Because now that I have a square that's 2 by 2, I can draw my keychain inside of it and maximize the space because I know that it has to be this big. I can't use this shape because it's a basic square and Miss Emily does not want basic shapes. She wants it to be creative. So inside of this, I hit OK, there's my sketch. Okay, this is where like it's a limitation. I'm gonna go sketch here. I'm gonna click again on here. It's kind of like the puzzle cube. And now that I have my sketch 2, now inside of this, I'm gonna do some sort of creative design. I'm gonna do again the M just to show you. I'm gonna actually try to do it better this time. I wanna see where the midpoint is. I think it's right there. Okay. So you're just gonna, I'm gonna sketch out another M. It may or may not be one that I like. Might delete it later. So right now I'm just like using the square that I drew as like my my foundation. See, I don't like that. So I'm gonna take the scissors part here and I'm gonna trim this line that I did not like when I drew it. Go back to the line, click, make sure that all your lines are connected. If you're doing a freehand line drawing like I am, make sure that all your lines are connected so that, oh, this is going to be an awful M. It's okay. I'm using it just as an example. Okay, so I just created the most ridiculous looking M in the world. Now I'm going to extrude it, my shape. I'm going to click on. Now, if it doesn't let me click on the M, that means it's not a closed shape. There is something that's not closed. You see how it's not letting me just select the M? That means that when I created sketch 2, something isn't connected. And I can go in here and try to figure out, okay, what is not connected? If it's not connected, it won't extrude it.
The bottom corner.
Left or right?
Right.
Right. If you put your mouse towards what you want to zoom in and then you use the wheel, it will zoom into that corner. Oh my God, yes. So do you see? Because I did this on purpose. I totally 100% did this on purpose. You see how it's not connected? So it won't extrude. If you find it, and if you have someone awesome to tell you where you didn't connect, you just connect it, click, click. Is there a bottom line? If you're not sure, you can just draw it in again. It has to be a closed shape. So if you can find where it's like not connected, then just connect it. If you just can't find it, sometimes it's just easier to redraw it. So now let's see if I can extrude just the M part. Yes, you see how it's highlighted? Orange. Now, the default is 1 inch. That's too thick. I won't print it. If you go here and you type in 1-8, hit enter, it will shrink it down to the perfect size of 1/8. Okay, so that's just the basic, again, I did the square 2 by 2, and then I maximize the space. Okay, what I'm going to teach you now is how to create text, because you're going to have to add your name. So sketch, click on this, then you're going to click on the A right here. That's to add text. Now, what I learned the hard way last period is you're going to be drawing a text box. How tall you make this text box is how big your letters are going to be. If you're only going to write 2-3 letters, make it big. If you have a long name, I would make this text box pretty small. I learned that the hard way. So you click on it, and then you're going to get this box, type in 2020. These are the different fonts you can choose. Honestly, they all kind of look the same to me, but you can kind of test it out. Hit OK. And, oh, that's because I'm not, let me go back to isometric, top view. Okay, so it's a little bit out. Hopefully you take the time to put your text box like, on the left side. I did not pay attention. If you click on this one, construction, I noticed that I was able to move it over by clicking on the sides, and then you can center it like so. I like that. And then you're going to extrude the 2020 or the name that you're going to put. Click on 2020. Yeah, make that orange. And then here I'm going to actually, what I discovered last period, if I do 1-20, 1/20th, that worked out, 1/20th. And zoom it in. And then green check mark. Let's see if that actually works. Uh-oh, donde se fue? Oh, no. Okay. What happened? If I do 1, will it do it? I also learned on a YouTube video, if you just do this, it will extrude it, but for some reason it's not doing. There it goes. Okay. Wait, stop. Okay, but I don't want it 1 inch. I want it 1/20th. Only resulted in no geometry change. The parts either do not intersect or are totally constrained. Oh, are they totally constrained? They might be totally constrained. Okay. So I'm just going to do it again. Sometimes it's easier to just start again. So sketch. Here, I'm going to add. This time I'm actually going to be, here, click, add your text box, and then 2020, enter. There we go. And I'm going to extrude that to 1/20th. Yes, now I did it. Okay, so it extruded it 1/20th, so it pops out. On the other side, it's completely flat. I'm creating a keychain, so just like that. I'm also going to create, like I did last period, another text, but this time, what I'm going to do is, remember, whatever height your text box is, that's the height of your like your font size. I'm going to type in McFadden, but going vertical. So MADFA, oh my gosh, MCF, whoops, I can't enter, FADDEN, green check mark. So this is where, okay, these letters are too big, so I got to shrink this down some more. And that's what I was having trouble with on last period. The only video that I saw was like you had to just like, it was like a guess, like how big it was, like guess and check, guess and check. There was no part where I could just enter like the font size, like, on like how we are used to in like a Google Doc. So it's kind of frustrating in that part. Let me just create something really fast so I can show you. In order, you can right click, edit sketch, delete sketch over here on the left, David, to answer your question. Honestly, sometimes if it doesn't bother you, just leave it alone. As long as you don't extrude it, it disappears. Okay, so I'm gonna show you the opposite of extruding. I'm going to like engrave it. If I click on remove up here, instead of making the M pop out, it's going to remove it completely. If I zoom it in, you see it remove the M completely, like it completely engraved it. You can change it. You can edit here, and instead of removing, I'm going to do a 1/15th removal, 1/15th, which means it's less than the thickness of the keychain. So you see here, it didn't go all the way through. The M you can't see it on the bottom side, but it is like engraved. You see it kind of goes all the way through, but it doesn't. So you can have fun with that too. One last thing I want to show you is the hole for the keychain. So you have to add a hole here in the corner. So you're going to add a sketch, and then you're going to create a hole, put it where in the corner, draw it out, click. Now the measurement, the diameter of this is 1/8. If you type in the 1-8, it will do the math for you. Now you click on dimension. You can type in the letter D on your keyboard or click here where it's dimension. Click the center of your circle, the top of your keychain. Click that also has to be 1/8, 1-8, enter. And then the center of your circle and the left or the right side, depending. Click, and then that is also 1-8. So we're going to center your circle. It can't be too close to the edge, because then it will bleed, and then you'll end up with like one giant circle that's not really a circle, it's an open circle. It can't be too in the center, because then the ring won't go through it because it's too deep into your shape. And then you're going to extrude this. You're going to extrude it all the way because it's a hole. Just click on it and then hit remove, and then hit the green check mark, and it should work. It just takes a little moment. So there you go. That's the hole to your keychain. So this is just a general keychain, the letter M. If I showed you the one I did last period, it does look a little bit better. If I go to Onshape, the first one I did was a lot better. I have proof. This one. If your computer is running super slow, my suggestion would be to close all the apps that are behind to make your computer run a little bit faster. Even if you're listening to music on YouTube, that does slow down your computer. But I'm not looking at the video. I know, but it's playing on the background. So if you're experiencing, Onshape does take up a lot of your, speed. So don't be running other applications in the background. So this is what I did 5th period. You can see that it took me a whole period just to figure out the size of this McFadden. I did a couple. You see, I have a lot of sketches going on. I might change it this period. We'll see. The stem and McFadden go all the way through. The 2020 is like popped out. Okay, so you have some creativity, some freedom to be creative on this.